Grandma, I have no clue of what you're about to do from looking at your ingredients.
No, you do not. A lot of times we discuss what I'm going to do, but we didn't today. Well, I gave him several options and he didn't choose one, so I chose it. Good morning, I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and welcome to my channel. I have so many new subscribers. Welcome to you all from Alaska to England to Canada to all over. So I just appreciate y'all being part of my channel, and I appreciate all your comments. I'm getting so many really nice comments, and I love them. And I try to answer y'all now. I do. If I miss you, I'm sorry. But
all right, my hand's up, darling.
What, baby?
My hand is up. I'm wanting to say something.
Oh.
It's
not time for you to say.
Okay. She really loves it when you cook some of her dishes for your family, and give her the feedback on that. She really likes to hear it after you cook.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if you put it on the same video. Just tell her what you cooked.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Today we're doing Italian meatballs, and I am using part beef and part sausage. Now, it calls for Italian sausage, but I did not have any. I had some hot Jimmy Dean just breakfast sausage in the refrigerator, so I'm going to make my own Italian. I'm going to add some Italian seasoning and some basil. And the reason I'm adding extra basil is because I love basil. So, our ingredients is going to be our meat, garlic, minced garlic, Parmesan cheese. You can use mozzarella. The recipe that I'm going by calls for mozzarella. I'm using cheddar. Calls for, now these are real low carb. It calls for cream cheese, basil, Italian seasoning, almond flour, pepperoni, onions, and peppers. And so I've got some of my onions chopped up, and it's going to be about a half a cup of onions and about a 1/4 cup of my red sweet peppers. Now you can do green bell pepper if you like, but we just happen to like the sweet peppers, so that's what I'm using this morning. And I've just finally diced these. Move my little pepperonis out of the way so I can get them really diced up real fine. Okay, I'll put those. I haven't shredded my cheese yet. Y'all know I like to shred my own cheese because it just melts so much better. And I got out some hearts of palm pasta here. I'm not sure whether we're going to put this over pasta, whether we're just going to eat it along with vegetables. And I've got some jarred sauce here. And the reason I got this out, y'all know I do all of my own marinara, all of my own pasta sauces with tomatoes that I can, but some of y'all don't have that privilege to have that. So I got some tomato and basil jarred sauce out here. In case, that's just because I know you don't always have what I do have, because I like to do a lot of my things homemade, and I try not to have to buy a lot of processed foods. So, but a lot of you do, and that's okay. And I just want to show you, and that is zero added sugars in that. And that just happens to be all organic. I don't always buy organic, but that one just happened to be 0 sugar, so I bought it. Okay, now let me get these chopped up. Then I'm going to shred my cheese. Now after I make these up, because they are low carb and have the cream cheese and the almond flour in them, I'm going to have to let them sit in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes after I get them made up, to let the cream cheese and the almond flour, let the cream cheese seize back up and the almond flour absorb some of the liquid, because if I don't, then your meatballs, instead of being round, they're gonna be flat. So that's a very important step, is to put it in the refrigerator. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and shred my cheese. Y'all see my new little shredder? It's one of those little things I just bought for myself.
She loves gadgets.
I love gadgets, and I gotta do this right-handed. So I love gadgets. So let's see how this works. I better get my little guard here, because I do not want to cut my hand. And I've got it on the smallest, with my smallest blade, because I want it shredded really fine. And I didn't really have anything. My grater that I used, I always had to grate it on the big one, because I didn't like doing it on the smaller one, because it was really hard to do. So, okay, it works well. That's Roxy. She's barking at something out there.
She just wants to be on the video.
No, she'll hear a noise outside or a car slow up going down the road, and she makes a noise. So, all right, that's a little bit more than I need. I think I needed about a cup, but I'm gonna put it to the side now and wait till I need it. I'm gonna get my meat out. My little gadget works well, y'all. All right, this is a little over a pound of meat, because when I cook things like this, I like to have some left over. So it's a little over a pound of meat. I'm gonna put my 1/3 cup of almond flour. I'm gonna put my 4 ounces. Now this is 4 ounces of cream cheese. And I put it in the microwave and got it softened so I can mix it up really well. All right, now to this, we're going to add 1 tablespoon, no, a 1/2 tablespoon of minced garlic. No, I'm going to add a tablespoon. This is a 1/2 tablespoon measure, so. Now, our basil, this is basil. I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of that, and my Italian seasoning, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon. So now I'm not putting any salt or pepper in this, because my sausage are hot. Now if I didn't have hot sausage, y'all know me and my pepper jack cheese, I would be using pepper jack cheese, but since my sausage is hot, I decided not to do that. All right, now I'm gonna put, this is just grated Parmesan. This is a 4th measuring cup. I'm gonna put a 4th cup of my, that's not quite a 4th cup. All right, 4th cup of my grated Parmesan. And now you can put any kind of cheese you want. I just thought cheddar would be good. But I'm putting my pepperoni. Now I'll have all these measurements down in the description box. All of my recipes that I make are always in my description box. But anyway, I'm gonna put probably a cup, like a cup of cheese, of my cheddar cheese. Okay, make sure I got everything. Pull off my rings. All right, I got everything. Now, all we got to do is just get in here and mix all this together.
You want me to do it for you?
No, baby. I got it. Everything is, I defrosted my meat. I had all my meat in the freezer, and I defrosted it or in the microwave so everything is soft. It'll mix together really well. I want to make sure I get that cream cheese and that almond flour mixed in really well. I've never made these, but they absolutely, they smell so good. And when I saw the recipe, I said, oh my, that is something like Roy and I would really enjoy. So.
Did you smell these on a video?
Honey, I can look at the ingredients and almost smell it.
You can smell it now, can't you?
I can smell it now. And I can usually tell just by looking at the ingredients what it's going to taste like. So, all right. I don't want to overwork this a lot, but I want to make sure that cream cheese and that almond flour, oh, y'all, that smells so good. All right. I need to wash my hands now. I've got to put this in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. Let it get cold. Let all this seize back together. So when I put it, it's kind of like putting cookie dough in the refrigerator. A lot of recipes when you make chocolate chip cookies, things like that, that you put butter in it, it tells you to refrigerate it for like 30 minutes or an hour. And if you don't, your cookies will spread out and be flat. But if you do, if you put it in the refrigerator and let that butter kind of seize back up, then they'll stay puffy. And so I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and we'll be back about 20 minutes. Roll these out. They're going in a 350-degree oven. And so see y'all in a little bit.
Okay, Grandmama.
Okay.
You're on camera.
All right, y'all know how impatient I'm always telling y'all I am. Well, when I need to put something in the refrigerator, I usually stick it in the freezer. And that's what I did with these. I stuck them in the freezer for like 20 minutes. They're good and cold. And so I can get them rolled out and get them in the oven quicker. So you can do that also. So I've got my little scoop here, and I'm just putting them out on my tray, and then I'll come back and I'll roll them and I'll make meatballs out of them. So I don't know how many this is gonna make, and I may not cook them all today. If it's more than what I want today, I will roll them up, put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in the freezer, so next time I get ready for meatballs, all I'll have to do is take them out. So. And I think this is going to be more than what I want to cook today. So if you find out when you make these that you also, there's more than what you want to make in that day. Now you can half this recipe. It would be very, very easy to half this recipe. And for 4 people, I would half it, because this is going to be a lot of meatballs, I can tell you right now. So I'm just going to keep scooping and rolling. Now that one's bigger than I want. I'm just going to keep scooping and rolling. And my oven is set for 350 degrees. It just came up to temp. I heard it beep. So we'll be back in just okay, y'all. I made up 25 meatballs, and I have this much left. So I'm just going to set these to the side. And I'm going to put these in the oven. Now I'm going to make up my meatballs in a little bit and put them in a Ziploc bag and just stick them in the freezer. This is a wonderful, wonderful way to have things in the freezer when you come in from work or come in from church or whatever. Just take them out of the freezer before you leave for work, put them in the refrigerator, and then they're just ready to throw in the oven when you get home. Now, I decided that we're going to have pasta with our meatballs. So I have got a tablespoon of butter in here. Now, y'all have seen me use this before. This is my hearts of palm pasta. And this just happens to be angel hair. You can get it in linguine, you can get it in angel hair, and I think there's one more. But there are 4 carbs per serving. There's 3 servings in this bag. No sugars added, 2 fibers. So when you take your fiber away from your carbs, you've got 2 net carbs per serving with your hearts of palm. Now, you have to rinse your hearts of palm really well. And because it comes already cooked. And it says ready to eat, but if you've ever had hearts of palm, you know it's bland. So today I'm using, a lot of times I'll chop up onions, but since I'm doing meatballs and there's onions in my sauce, I'm not going to put onions in here, but I am going to put onion powder. So I'm going to put because it's real bland, you're going to have to spice it up some. My onion powder's wanting to clump on me. So that was about a half a teaspoon.
I recommend a little stevia on it too, because it doesn't have the sweetness of
I may add a little bit of stevia.
It doesn't have the sweetness of a flour pasta.
Okay, there. Now, I'm going to add, you can add garlic powder if you want to, but I'm adding minced garlic. It just makes it better. And that's like 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. I'm going to add a little bit of salt because, like I say, it's bland. And I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, not much. And I've got it on 7. And all I'm going to do is just heat it through and let these, the garlic and the onion powder just kind of absorb into it. And then that's all you have to do. Now, if you're putting the onions in it, chopped onions, you'll saute your onions a little while before you put your pasta in. So that's all we're going to do. We're just going to let this heat up and wait for our meatballs to cook, and then we'll be back.
Stevia?
I'll put that in after it heats up.
Okay.
Yeah. This is how many meatballs I had. I think there's 27 on here that I've rolled out. Now I put them on this tray because I'm going to slide them in the freezer, let them freeze, then I'll take them out. They'll be individually frozen. I'll put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer, and I can just go in and take out ever how many I want. So now our meatballs cooked 20 minutes on 350 degrees. 20 minutes. And they are done. All right, now I told y'all there were 3 servings in this hearts of palm pasta. So I have divided it out, probably not exactly even, but I have divided it out into 3 servings. And remember, there's only 2 net carbs in each serving. 4 carbs, but once you take your dietary fiber away, it's 2 net carbs. So, I'm going to show you how.
You'd have to go under the water to get a lower carb reading than that.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to put 1 serving right here. And this is all Roy and I will eat. This is all we will eat, is just that 1 serving. But now, if he wanted a little bit more than that, then he can have half of another serving or even a whole nother serving. But this is just all we will eat in a meal. Now, I'm going to take my meatballs and I'm going to put them on here like this. Now, this is how I'm going to serve it. And you have as many of these meatballs as you want because they are low carb. Now, this is my jarred sauce. I tasted of my jarred sauce and it was flat. So I added a little basil to it. I added a little garlic powder to it. I ordered salt and pepper and some of my pure stevia drops, like 2 or 3 drops, because it just was flat. It wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't as good as what I make homemade. So now I've got it tasting really, really good. And Roy likes mushrooms, in his, but I'm not gonna put mushrooms inside because I'm not that fond of mushrooms. So what I'm gonna do, and I have heated this thoroughly in the microwave. So I'm gonna cover that, and then I'm gonna take a few mushrooms and put on his. Now you can put yours in your sauce. You can do this any way you want to, but I just know that he likes.
That looks good.
Now that may not look like a lot of food to some of you, but when you put a salad with it,
wow,
that is some, you got a shadow on it, baby.
That's all right.
Yeah, that is plenty of food for me and Roy. And then, now you can use Parmesan cheese, whatever kind of cheese, but I'm just putting a little bit more cheddar over it. And this is the way Roy's gonna eat his.
Wait a minute. One more ingredient there on the table.
Oh, tomatoes, fresh, yes. I cut up a fresh tomato.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just, because we like freshness in our food. So I just cut up a fresh tomato. And this is just going to put it over the top right here. This fresh tomato. You got jarred sauce, but when you put this fresh tomato on it, oh my goodness. It's just going to put it over the top.
Fresh tomatoes even good in ketchup.
Oh yeah. Now this is the way Roy and I eat.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking about eating.
I love to just make food good. And of course I make it to my taste and his taste. And that's what you should do when you're cooking. You should make it to your taste.
That's because if healthy food ain't good, it's medicine.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So,
And we don't want y'all eating medicine.
no, we don't. All right, we're going to get a couple of snapshots for my thumbnail, and we'll be back. I'll let Roy taste of it for you. Okay.
This looks good. This is a He-Man meal.
All right. Y'all look at that. Show him that meatball, honey. The texture is absolutely... I'm trying to get the... be still. I'm trying to get the texture. See that texture of that meatball? All right. Now Roy's gonna put more sauce on his. He likes to. He doesn't like just a little bit. He likes to drown his in sauce. I do not.
I put some more mushrooms on there too.
Yeah, I don't like mine drowned.
That's good. Y'all make sure you season those jarred sauces before you go making somebody eat them.
And season your hearts of palm. All right.
This is delicious. Boy,
As Kale says, okay, what would you rate this?
Woo! This is a 9 out of 10.
It would have been a 10 out of 10 if I'd had my homemade marinara sauce.
Oh no, it's about a 10.
Oh, pretty good, huh?
That little bit of warm sausage in there, medium sausage. That sausage brings out a little snap.
It does. It's the sausage is a little spicy because I used hot sausage. If you use the Italian sausage, it won't be that spicy. So,
Woo.
all right, food
It's good.
feeds the family. Family feeds the heart. God feeds the soul.
And my fork
And I'm feeding Roy.
is feeding me.
Love y'all. See you next time. Remember to share this video, subscribe to my channel. This is a very, very healthy dish. See y'all next time.